What are your crimes, Mark? Yes, what are your crimes, Mark? Did you beat your wife? Did you kick a pup? Well, find your crimes or make it up. Did you laugh at Hubbard? That's not nice, and now you'll have to pay your bride. So what are your crimes, Mark? What have you done? Oh, it's too late now. Fair game's begun.
Well, hello and welcome back to another exciting event here on Xenu TV. And now I've got my friend Tory Christman, who is on another side of TGAC, and we're here together live. Isn't that exciting, Tori?
It's very exciting considering the fires around here and that I'm safe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, give me the latest there around your area. How's everything doing in Burbank?
Burbank has been safe through the whole thing. It's sort of like out at the beach was burning, and my son's area, the Pacific, Altadena. Both of those burned to the ground. The rest, It's really odd. Like now we're sort of back to normal, and you know the big winds that were going to come yesterday and today didn't. Thank God. And so it's just going to be very weird for everyone because there's so many people displaced.
Yeah, I mean, it's devastating. This is how many thousands of homes have been lost, and businesses and schools.
Yeah.
It's really something difficult to fight back from that and rebuild. But hopefully everyone will be able to find a new home. It's really tough. I know when we'd have a situation here in Clearwater, for instance, a trailer park was purchased by some developer, and they wanted to tear it down and put up high-rise condos there.
Oh yeah.
All these folks who are living there have no money. They have no way to find another place, but the city scrambled and found something for each of them. Pretty remarkable that something like that can be done. Let's say hello to some of the folks joining here. Kelly, of course, is here moderating. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you,
nice
Kelly.
To be here. We've got Panda. Panda says hello. Panda 2400. Let's not forget Hank 209er. She says hello to my favorite SPs.
There you go.
Here we are together again.
JB808.
It's the national treasure and the queen.
I know. He's
you have your tiara nearby?
I do, but I'm not going to put it on again.
All right. And KCG. Oh, no. Sorry to hear Andreas passed. Well, he passed 2 years ago. But no, it was
a year ago. In January of now it's a year ago.
Didn't he? Yeah. We're just taking this moment to talk about him because I have a video that I shot way back in 2006.
Right.
And if you take a look at the video that's up there now on my YouTube channel, it's pretty bad. And I wasn't able to turn this one into 4K, but I made as many improvements as I could. Let me just show you a little bit of the difference here. I'm going to pull this up. And there I am in my festive studio. I think you can see right behind me, it looks exactly like that. And
a great studio. Where is that?
That's in the ether. That's an AI image. I just said, put me in a Xenu TV studio, and that's what they concocted for me.
I like that. That's good.
So in this video, we've got Andreas and Tori kind of leading the charge on L. Ron Hubbard Way and then on Hollywood Boulevard. And Joel Phillips let me put us back on the screen here for a moment. Joel Phillips, who was the man who ran Religious Freedom Watch, the website that had all the smears about every critic, including Tori, including Andreas, including me as well. But they would take images and distort them, make us look vile, and just print all these lies about us. And Joel Phillips comes out, and you'll see in this video that he's going to try to interview Andreas.
Yeah.
Oh, Lapita, nice to see you as well.
Can I just say something about Andreas before you start?
Well, that's the whole idea.
Doesn't know, because there's a lot of new people that are plugging into this kind of thing. And Andreas was a gentleman that lived in Norway. His name is Andreas Heldal-Lund. He was never in Scientology. He became a critic because someone was suing, I think, a Norwegian. And he thought, why would a church sue a Norwegian? So he started looking into it. And from that, got very educated on it, looked on both sides, and then put up xenu.net, which was the first time Xenu had ever been really publicized. And that's Scientology's big moneymaker.
Yeah, they weren't happy about that.
No, they were not happy about that. So anyway, he became a very, very strong critic, but he's you'll see in the video, he's just very good at communicating. You know what I mean? Opposite of Scientologists.
Yeah, he's just a lovable fellow.
Yeah, he's a really great guy. And he helped me wake up and get out. So that's why it's really a big deal for me, because he was the person that helped me wake up. And he was the person that,
sorry.
You know, helped
sorry, I
me.
didn't mean to interrupt.
Huh?
I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Well, he was the person that helped me get out of the Church of Scientology. I was in it for 30 years, and he was the person who helped me wake up. I mean, I was waking up, but he was the final straw.
And that's precisely why I had to have you here as we play this video, because you knew Andreas better than I did. You seem to have a pretty close relationship. Yeah. I met him a few times, and terrific guy. And he changed the world, really, when you think about it. You think what Xenu.net has done over the decades.
Yeah.
So well, let's say hello again to Does It Matter to You, Not to Me? Andreas has always been a big deal. And JB808 is asking, hey, Danny, didn't you get to meet Mark in Clearwater? That's one of the most important stops that you make in Clearwater.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like going to Paris. You have to see the Eiffel Tower. Here in Clearwater, you have to meet Mark.
There you go.
That's just national treasure. Anyway, I just want to show you a little bit here. Let me put this back up on the screen. Why are you behaving this way? Add to stage. Well, that helps. I'm getting there. All right. And okay. It's been a while since I've done this. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to put us over to the side here so we're not on the image. This is what the video has looked like since I put it on Xenu TV, I think like 16 years ago, something like that. And it looks horrible. And one of the things that happens in the video is Andreas has a mic on. And even though I was a block away when Joel Phillips came out, I could hear him and recorded the entire conversation.
Wow.
And the first time I put it on the web, I didn't try to cover it up. You just saw the shaky camera go all over the place. So now you're going to see some stills filling in those blanks instead of a shaky camera, but it's only a couple of minutes through the course of the whole video. So that's what it looks like then. And this is what it will look like now. So there is improvement. It's not 4K, but it's a hell of a lot better than the embarrassing thing that's buffering up there right now. And when we're finished with our little live, I will put just the video of this encounter up on YouTube, so you don't have to watch up all of our explanations about it and discussion about it, but it will be there as soon as we get off the air. All right. And
now this on my end, it says new features, improvements, bug fixes. Is that what you're seeing?
No, I think you're looking at some sort of update message for something on your computer.
I got it on.
And yeah, get it off of there. It has nothing to do with what we're doing here tonight.
Okay, good. I'm glad I asked you because I thought, well, Mark knows. He must be seeing it too.
Yep. So let's see what else. I don't know if there's anything else we need to do. We don't have many people here yet. But I am happy to see clapping for chlamydia. I am so sorry to hear about Andreas. He is such a legend, as are both Mark and Tori. And again, Andreas died a year ago. We're just taking this moment to look back and share some memories of him. And we got together at one point, I know, with Jason Begay, the four of us. I remember we've got a picture of the four of us in a park. We had lunch somewhere out in Malibu.
That was that was out in Malibu, but Andreas is in Norway. That's where he's from.
No, but he visited here at one point, and I've got a picture of the four of us all together. Yes. You can find it on the net. I will locate it later. But if Kelly, if you want to do a quick search on Google, just search for Andreas, and you should see a shot of us standing in front of a car if you can find it. Although I don't.
Is that the one that's on Wikipedia? Be able to put it on. Is that the one that's on Wikipedia?
I haven't looked at Wikipedia, so I'm not sure. That might be.
On my site on Wikipedia, there's one of you, me, Jason Begay, and someone else. I think I direct.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's the one I'm talking about. And even if we can't see it here tonight, you'll be able to check it out online. Wise Mama. Hi, Tori and Mark. Tori, forget the wind and fires and come on to Florida, where we have hurricanes and devastation of our own.
I've been there.
And humidity.
And you have
even
humidity?
even when you're not being washed away by hurricanes, it's still miserable here.
Oh, you have the humidity and the giant bugs that are like really big, and the Republicans. Sorry, had to say it.
You're being naughty.
Okay.
Steve Steckel, is it? Hi, Mark and Tori. Hope you're all doing well. We all are.
Oh, look, Kelly already found the photograph, I think.
Hooray.
Right?
Yeah, that should be it.
Good job, Kelly.
You can't see the image, but the link is there. So thank you, Kelly. And let's see. Where were we?
You were going to show either photographs of you. You were a mile away or a block away, but you could still hear Andreas.
Well, Kelly, if you email it to me, I suppose I can fumble around and show it here, but it may not be easy for me to do that since it seems like I have to have things in a. Don't
worry about it. It's not that great a shot anyway. You can go to Tory Christman on Wikipedia, and it's on there. You can't, it's right there.
Well, there you go.
So anybody who wants to see it. And one of these times I have to tell the whole story of Wikipedia because that's an interesting story.
All right. Right from the very beginning when they started Wikipedia, I want this thing to be exhaustive. Steve is saying that they escaped Florida for the same reason: humidity, bugs, and Republicans, not necessarily in that order. Well, there's no place to hide anymore.
Those damn bugs.
Yeah, man. Ferdinand, 314. Hi, WBM and Magoo. Andreas was such a top-tier guy, and I'm sad he's gone. Yeah, it was a huge loss when he died last year. And as with Mike Rinder, there was an outpouring of love from all across the world. thanking him for what he did to change the world, and sharing their memories of time they spent with Andreas and what he did for them.
Right.
So let's start watching this video. I'm going to put us over to the side, and Magoo, if there's something you want to talk about, just let me know and I'll pause it.
Okay.
And
I'll put my hand up if I want you to pause. I'll go like this.
All right. I'll be looking.
Okay.
All right. So here we go.
Okay. No, just kidding.
You're the head of PR. I'm saying this in the window. Get out here. I just couldn't believe it that the head of PR couldn't even talk to me. Kay Conley works right up there. She's the head of PR with Scientology. And the last time I picketed here, she was hiding behind a glass door inside. I said, Kay, you're the head of PR. You can't come out and talk to me? You know, it's just unbelievable to me that they literally have got these people to a point where don't touch me.
It's a little bit of an echo here.
You are, my God, this is you can't even talk to me. You took $200,000 of my money and you won't even walk by me. And you're supposed to be a communications release? You're a fraud, man. That really pisses me off. That guy took over $200,000 of my money, millions of dollars from Scientologists, and he can't even stop and say a word to me. That is pathetic. It's saying I'm an SP and that's why. That is so pathetic. It's like such a fraud. If you're thinking about doing Scientology, get out right now. That's David Light. He's the top reg. Will he talk to you after you leave? That's Scientology. Take your money. They're your best friend. For Heldal-Lund.
Hello.
Joel Phillips. Just readingwatch.org.
Hello.
How are you?
Just fine. Yourself?
Good. May I interview you?
Yes, of course.
Good, because we may use some of it. All right?
Yeah,
On
okay.
the site?
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for accepting my invitation to come to Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
But what brings you here?
I'm on my holiday.
You're on holiday? So
Yeah.
you came all the way here?
I've got all the way to America to visit the nice country.
Good.
Yeah.
And then all the way here and
Got lots of friends here in LA, so I've been through many cities to visit many friends, and this is one of the places.
okay. Okay.
Yes, Magoo.
I just wanted to say Joel's face. This is Joel in the yellow, and that's Andreas in the white. And Joel, when Andreas says, "I'm on holiday," if you look back at his face, I don't think you can back up, but his face was like, "What the hell is that?"
You're going to see that image again. That wasn't his exact look at that moment because my camera wasn't down there yet. I just took a still from later in this.
Oh,
so
okay.
Just to make it a little more interesting, rather
Well, it was
than just
perfect.
Well, that I'm good at.
There you
Everything
go.
I do.
There you
Perfect. Go. Never a flaw.
So
Yes.
obviously, I have questions about why you would go after my religion so fiercely.
Well, there's many reasons. It's not your religion I'm after. It's the group that is called the Church of Scientology. Not you as a Scientologist, nor your religion. I believe that you have the absolute right to believe in whatever you want. That be Scientology, if you define it as a religion or a self-help course or whatever. That's your absolute right. And I would defend to my death your right to believe in that and stand by that and tell people about it, have your websites and your ads and everything. But I also believe it's very important that we have both sides. That I met a lot of people who came into Scientology and at some point felt that they were deceived or defrauded or somehow their life were affected. Some were right, some were wrong, but they are victims in the tracks of Scientology. And
What got you started? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Scientology had...
I mean, there's a lot of issues. Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of issues.
Well, do you want me to specifically why I got involved?
Yes.
Okay. In Norway, there's been 4 major lawsuits against Scientology. The 3 first were all settled out of court by Scientology, paying big money to keep it out of court, so they didn't get a court decision. The 4th, against Magne Berge, he refused to settle, went all the way to the top court in Norway, and he got all his money back. That was a note in the newspaper, triggered me to investigate more. Went to the internet, found a lot of information there, that was being withheld or threatened. People were threatened, so it couldn't be on the internet. So I saw that, I mean, there were people trying to just show one side, not deny you the right to say your thing, but there were people here who were denied saying their thing. So I wanted to stand up for them. That's a direct reason. And it was the lawsuit in Norway that triggered me.
Is that all?
But
Everything I say to you, this is
okay,
where the great one-
thank you. But what I don't get is, of all of the issues in the world,
Well, that's not gonna benefit
there are
8,000.
all of the issues, and some of them, some of them have almost no discussion, right? Some of them, there's almost no disagreement on how bad they are.
Yeah. And there's,
Up here.
and it's, that's chance. I mean, I think it's the same chance in life that you ended up where you are. There's a lot of reasons, small or big, but no single individual can solve all problems. But if everybody did their little thing, I think the world would be a little better place. So yeah, there's a lot of things, but this is not all I do. I also do a lot of other things. But this is what you see. And
Mr. Booker thinks he's Michael Moore.
Yes, he does.
you're allowed to go.
Right in the middle of a.
But you're allowed to go around filming without believing that you're Michael Moore. But I mean,
Don't you think he really thinks he's Michael Moore?
no, I think
Okay.
I think he's.
Just check.
Yeah. Right.
And, he wasn't expecting his actions to be videotaped. He's got his camera woman there with a very nice camera. And all they want to do is get some footage of Andreas that they can twist and distort.
Right.
And at least in this first half, he does a really admirable job of not saying anything that could be twisted. Second half of this, they may have gotten some stuff out of him that could be used against him. But I don't know if it ever was, because I never saw it. But I mean, this is the difference. I shoot videotape. The critics shoot videotape. We let you see it. When the Scientologists are out there filming, it goes to OSA and doesn't get seen by the public. Anyway, let's get back here. Michael Morris. Yeah.
It doesn't get seen by the public here outside, and it doesn't get seen by the public inside. It only gets shown by who they want to see it, and they mainly use it to get more money.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose you don't want to point out that there are people who hate you and are trying to talk people out of joining Scientology. All right, here we go.
People who hate me, and the Church of Scientology last December, not this December, but last December, I was there in person, and they told a gentleman who was going to give them $5,000. And I said, be careful. They lie and they hate me. And this is what happened. He didn't give him the 5,000, and they told him. I called him the next day and I said, what happened? I mean, what happened? And he said, well, I didn't give him the money. I'm going to Japan. And he said, but they told me. I said, what did they say about me? Because he said, they really hate you. And I said, well, what did they say? And they said, you're an undercover CIA agent. This is my undercover CIA agent.
Yeah. You fooled me. I wondered where Tori went. All right. So back to Joel and his propaganda here.
I don't know him like that. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nor do I. But I know what you're saying, and I know different people have had personal issues that prompt this.
Yeah.
Ones of which, obviously I have an opinion on.
Of course.
But with yours, I just don't quite.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Tori.
How are you?
Good. And you?
I'm excellent.
Good. But yours I don't get.
Hello.
Well, it's for me. It's a big issue about free speech. What Scientology did when I got involved, Scientology was doing a lot of very bad things.
How did you get involved?
I
I knew you explained it to me.
Yeah.
But what was your involvement? Right?
I saw in front of me these things happening, and I said, "This is not right." And there was issues about doing it in America because of the legal system and how Scientology, not how Scientology, but how the Church of Scientology abused the system in some degree. So there was things that could be done from Scandinavia. I saw that from what other people did, and I think it's I think it's how life presents you with opportunities to put your stamp, put your feet down and say, hey, this is important. Many things are important, but life serves you with some opportunities and some challenges. And this was life serving me with a challenge. If I don't dare to stand up against this organization, what they are doing wrong, then I don't deserve to live in the best country in the world and have all the liberties I have.
Know what they're doing.
But what did you, Tori, I do, please.
No, you don't.
Oh, Tori.
If you did, you would be
But
with us.
what did you do? So I got that now. What was it you did? Because you said all of a sudden you were being attacked. What was it you did?
I made a website and I published a lot of critical material. I also talked a lot about the secrets that Scientology wanted to be unknown to the public. So that made Scientologists come to my door, made them send a lot of legal threats from LA and from Sweden and from Norway. I got a lot of PIs after me and my friend and ex-girlfriends and stuff like that. And that's kind of weird because each time, like you said, you're questioning why is he involved like for 8 years? And I haven't even been in. Mm-hmm. One of the main reasons is all the things that Scientology did, because each time I wanted to give up, they did something stupid and went after another critic. They came after me and my exes or my friends or my employer or the organizations I'm in and did something that triggered me. Just kept on proving that everything I was saying was right. So,
Magoo. Yes.
Oh,
I thought you were saying you wanted to talk.
Me too. You know, it's like,
okay.
but two things. One is they do, and I told them this when I was in, you are creating your own enemies, and they still do to this day. You know, like I had the same thing where many times I'd go, all right, that's it, I'm quitting. And then they do something creepy, and I'd go, all right, I'm back. The second thing I wanted to let people know, the reason why I have on those red horns is because I wore those in the beginning because they used to send me out to handle the critics. And I knew Scientology would lie. And if they saw me protesting with you guys, they would say, oh, that's Tori out handling the critics. So I bought those horns to say, no, I'm not handling the critics. I'm with the critics. And of course, they put that on my Religious Freedom Watch for years. That was my photograph.
Yeah, I've got footage of you in Clearwater when you first got the horns, I think, and people are driving out in the shuttles, and you're going, it's me with the horns.
Horns.
And for someone who is asking, hey, I just got here. Is there going to be more Tory? Yes, there's more Tory coming up. And I just want to point out, there's not a lot in this video, but I had to squeeze her in. So does it matter to you? Not to me. This is how you protest, not yelling and screaming and degrading people. Rest in peace, Andreas. All right, here we go. Back to the video.
That's how it ended up being 8 years. But it's by chance that I am a critic of your church. I don't know the better English word, but it's by chance.
Yeah, I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying that's incredible.
Yeah. But
I don't quite get it. But that's. Hey.
But I totally respect your side. I mean, I don't mind you being a Scientologist.
But I don't know. You carry signs. You say you don't want to scare people. You're not after Scientology. But yet this is a big part of my life. But you attack the very essence of it.
Goal number one: people should be free to choose whatever they want for their lives. To do that, you need free access to both sides. You can't put them in a situation where they have more information about one side. That's propaganda. And that's what you do many people have told me that in a Scientology group, they are refused access to the other side. I think that's wrong. It's your freedom. If you want to go into a club or a group who denies you access to other information, that's fair enough. But I'm saying, I think that's wrong. I want people who walk into the streets, and that's what they have the liberty now. Yeah. Tons of people email me every day saying, not tons every day, that's exaggerating, but people are writing me all the time saying, I went in to take this personality test, and the first thing they do, what do people outside in the world do? They go back and search the internet. They're buying a car. Is this is this salesman to trust? Go on the internet, see if he has any enemies, people who are complaining. I'm entering this church saying they have a self-improvement. Well, I go on the internet, and who's number 2 on Google is my site. So they get both sides. Some of them don't listen to my criticism, they go, and I wish them luck, and that's all fine. But many of them, when they see both sides, have a free choice, and that's what I'm looking for. And the people I met who consider themselves victims, that's the first thing they say. I never had that second option. I never knew the other side.
Well, what about our rights? What about my rights?
But
as an
you,
OT?
but your rights are. I'm not stopping your right.
Oh, you are, absolutely, by putting things on the internet that we consider to be sacred.
But excuse me, who's putting things on the internet? Aren't you putting things on the internet about others?
About me, you've
Of
got all
course.
kinds of junk about me.
So you can't.
But not our,
So you're not-
our theology.
Lies.
But you're
Not our
you're
theology.
putting lies on the internet.
Answer this
Not
question.
true. You point them out to me,
You.
and I'll correct them.
What?
Let's keep picketing.
No,
No,
Answer
you,
me. That's not
Okay,
fair.
I'll answer
You're
you.
going to put all these lies up. You want to
But
interview
for-
my friend, but you won't.
I've been such a.
First
Have
of
I
all-
been a gentleman?
You've been a gentleman, but I know
Tori-
people that you work for, and they're not
I
going
work
to be.
for me.
They're going to take this information
yeah.
and use it against him. And I promise you that. That's what they
But,
did.
Tori-
They took the information.
But he's a
from me.
big boy.
Why do you back them up when they have all these lies about me?
Well, he's seen my website. He knows.
Yeah,
You're
I-
having
I-
a conversation with me. You know.
I link to you, but you would never dare to link to me. That's quite interesting, and I
No,
tell
I
that
never
to
would.
everybody.
No, I
I
never.
tell
would.
that to everybody.
Say take down the lies
Because I-
about me when they're absolute lies.
You show me where they are. If they're on my site.
They're on
You wouldn't talk
Religious
to me.
Freedom Watch. That whole site,
Yeah.
those are lies about me. They are absolute lies. 4 pages of lies.
You proved to me that
They're
that's the
there.
case.
There's nothing to prove. You proved to me that it's true. They're
No,
lies.
I don't have that. I don't have. The,
You
know,
won't call
We don't
me
have that
and talk to me.
obligation.
See, that's the
We
bottom
don't have that
line.
obligation.
You won't talk to me.
See,
you won't
Tori,
call me.
Because I know.
You can say whatever you want
me.
and not prove anything, because you say, I have to prove it negative, I have to prove it wrong. But so I can go out and say that Hubbard was doing incest, because I don't have to prove it. You have to prove I'm wrong.
You have
Is
to
that your
prove it's
logic?
wrong.
I'm saying don't put lies on the internet.
But you're
Well,
putting
I don't
lies
think
about
we
me
are.
on the
You are-
I
internet.
don't think we are.
But
But
do I
he
have lies
can.
on the internet?
You have, and I don't believe me. I don't spend a lot of time with
I believe
your
it.
website.
I believe it.
Okay, but I am aware. Of it, okay, but there
Still we
are
have a page
things
about
on
me.
your website that we consider to be sacred.
What?
Okay,
What?
Sacred.
some of the things that you promote about what's in store on our upper levels, we consider that sacred. We don't consider that people have the right to spread that, whatever altered state it is, and claim that it's the real.
So, but you telling people about my life, that's not sacred.
If it's true.
Well, if it's true about
No,
Sinu,
but these are religious studies. Don't confuse the actions
so-
of a person's lifetime.
if I invent something that's a religion is more sacred than my personal life, is that more sacred
It's
than
the
my personality?
spirituality.
But my personal spirit, my thing, my life is less sacred than something you make up about a galactic overlord 75 million years ago. I'm less important than that.
No, not at all.
That's your logic.
You have a personal religious belief. I will totally respect your right to have that viewpoint. This is a spiritual endeavor. This is not about a body or a single lifetime.
But the only
This is a
reason, the only
spiritual
reason for you to be afraid or ashamed of what you're telling in that religion is because it's something you can't defend, and that's the reason why it's sacred. That's why Hubbard didn't want the wall of fire to be known. He wanted the secret. He wanted to test you before you got there, because he know it is. People won't believe it. And the other religions aren't afraid of what they believe in. They're not ashamed of it.
Oh, all religions have. First of all, let's clear up this issue. A religion has its rights, and we could argue this all day long. And each
absolutely.
religion, we should respect their rights and respect their rights to their material.
Same
And we do.
as you should respect me.
Well, first of all, I do respect you.
Never answer a real question.
But
I mean, no, I don't respect you, but I respect your rights.
Yeah.
you don't respect me, but you respect my rights.
Exactly.
But how can somebody you respect have rights you respect? That's a contradiction.
Way too philosophical.
Because if
Well, because he because they-
me as a person isn't respected, how can I then have rights you respect? That's a contradiction.
I'm getting a headache.
That's a contradiction.
Please, God,
going out.
coming on.
That's right.
Oh,
But
God.
that's what I'm saying.
Free speech. Oh, come over. One question at a time, please. I respect the rights to free speech if they are conformed with the rights of other individuals and of religion.
So it's
Then why don't you practice it? Why doesn't OSA practice it?
also tries to stop my free speech. That's, I mean, I can prove that beyond that. I can prove that they're trying to stop my free speech. So I'm not trying to stop them. I've never taken any right away from any Scientologist. I never said they could not talk about the religion. I never tried to close down any of your sites, not try to take you out of any search engines on the internet. I don't even try to tell you to take out any lies on me. I don't care. You are my prime example to all the people I know when I want to tell them what is Scientology doing to you. I point them to your site.
Thanks.
I have a link on the front page of Operation Timebake, the link to your site. And I said, this is what Scientology does. This is how they
a
work.
lot of hits, so that must be it.
Yeah, and people write me. This is just had a guy the other day. I was over on this site, and it was, man, you must be a bad person. And I was like, you've been having PIs after me for 8 years. Scientology has PIs. And the worst thing you can dig up on me, I'm an atheist. I mean, man, you're an atheist too if you believe in this.
Oh,
Which site is his site?
Religious Freedom Watch.
Your site is the site that
Yeah.
has the lies about me and him on?
Yeah.
And you don't even know what the lies are? You never checked with me? You never checked to find out if they're true? You just slapped that stuff up? Because OSA told
Did
you.
he check with me?
Did you
about
check
what
with
he was going to
OSA?
put
I'm
up about
asking you. You said you
Scientology?
I've never written anything about you, have I?
No.
No?
No, you did write me an email once.
Yeah.
Interesting. But it was nice. It was,
Were you also responsible for the previous site about me? Where you had my social security number, my depth, my car registration, how much money I had, and where I lived, and my employer, and people like you. People like you.
Who provided you with the data about me?
How did you quality check the information about me before you put it out?
It's just the name.
Barry
behind it.
forgets who I am, you know? He just, we've
You're
known
just
each
a-
other
I
for
forget who
years.
you are. I know exactly who you are.
I'm sorry,
To what degree did you quality check the information you put out on me as a person?
It's checked.
Oh,
That's all
what?
I can say.
Unchecked.
How?
Yeah,
You
but,
have not checked
but
it.
this is not your interview. This is my interview.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Next question.
I don't have any next question. I still, I mean, and I know you'll answer me honestly, right?
Yeah, I am.
We have all of these big issues.
Yeah.
They're all over the world and terrible injustices. Okay?
Mhm.
The anti-Scientologists point out a couple of things here and there, right? Which they say are true, which frankly I dispute. And frankly, I don't personally spend any time, you know, it's not one of my things that I like to do, is go in and look at these hateful things.
The stuff that you know people hit on your site all the time that are flat out lies about me and Andreas.
No,
and you don't
no, I
care
would
about
never
that.
put a lie up there about that.
It is a lie, Joel.
But the
Stop
thing
that.
about it is,
See?
it's coming
You got
back.
a headache again.
Yeah, but
because
you have to remember this is. I mean, my mind can do many things at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I do is this. Another thing is work. Another thing is a lot of other things I do. So I mean, the world evolves not only around Scientology for me. This is one thing I do. This is one place where I can make a difference. So I'll put extra effort in here in period when I think it's important. But I mean, I get daily proof that it's having an effect, and the effect that I hope. People get informed on both sides and they make an educated decision, and that's great.
No, but I think that's a bad effect, because it's people receiving something negative and something that in my opinion, shouldn't be there. Okay, whether it's a lie or
But
whether it's confidential.
then you're against free speech.
No. But if that's there,
That's free speech.
free speech should carry a
Joel,
responsibility.
no, Joel.
I'm not going to argue
Free
the law
speech.
with you.
Free speech should carry responsibility. Why don't you practice that?
I
on
don't
your
Don't you
side?
practice
Free
it?
speech is free speech.
Wait.
It doesn't say free speech with the responsibility that you're.
For your own-
Yeah, but we bring in the issue of I bring in the issue of responsibility and ethics.
I
because
trust-
it's important.
I trust my fellow man. I say I trust her. I say you come to my site. You don't take my word for granted. It says specific. If you read my site, it says this. Don't take anything I say for granted. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. Do your investigation. Make it your choice. Go and watch. I have a link to Scientology page. I have a link to your page. I say go and check both sides. Then you make up your own decision. Because I trust my fellow man. You don't. You want them to see propaganda. I don't. But everything you say, you have to remember, everything you think is bad on my side, or is a lie, or shouldn't be there. Others disagree with you. So we have a conflict, and you don't rule the world. So free speech and freedom of information is exactly that. It's allowing things you don't necessarily like. But because there's freedom and it's equal, it goes for me and it goes for you, like it or not.
But I'm not talking about things like or dislike.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm talking about a responsibility with what you put up, that it's true. I think I hold that up.
I have challenged for 8 years on my page. All Scientologists has an open invitation on my site. Come prove anything that's wrong. I'll post it, and I have posted 8 things. For 8 years, I've received 8 letters saying this and this is wrong. I posted everything, not censored anything. There's freedom of information. You can access it on my page. 8 people, and you say you're 8 million, and nobody can point out the errors on my page.
Oh, hey, and believe me, I don't spend any time doing that.
No, but maybe you should, because
maybe I should.
Yeah.
You know, you make a good point. Maybe I should.
Because
but
example,
yeah.
if I had by mistake or by because my error has something about you, saying that something bad about you, and you pointed me to that, and I would seriously reconsider it. I said, this is nothing about why I'm criticizing Scientology. I would remove it. I've done this. I've done errors. I've done things I regret, and I've changed and I said sorry, and I moved on. I've done that with Operation Comeback all the time. But I'm not received anything about you complaining about this is wrong.
Okay, let me ask you this. Why is it, how do you explain that we are so many?
Well, define many, define growth.
Oh, I don't know. I know.
But how can you say you're many or have growth if you don't know? You have to relate that to something.
You could attend an event Saturday. There were 5,000 people.
In Madrid?
That's just in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Well,
That's many people.
That's many. I'm saying that you're correct. There are more than 5,000 Scientologists. That's absolutely true.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Have you ever thought that you may be doing something instead of, you go under the banner of doing something good?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought that maybe you're doing something very, very unsavory by keeping even one person out of Scientology? Because
I'm thinking, I'm reevaluating. I'm taking every response I get very seriously. I investigate them. I talk to people, talking to tens of thousands of people over the last 8 years, trying to figure out. And that's why I made a webpage. I want to challenge my opinion. I saw a situation. I went out, investigated both sides. I came back with a lot of opinions and said, the world should see this in this context as I want to present it. But hey, and it says on my site, please tear it apart. I challenge everybody. Tear it apart, prove me wrong, try to convince me. But people don't dare. And why don't they dare? Because Scientology installs a filter on the PCs with the net nanny thing, so they can't get it, where everything about CNU is blocked out. We have the software, we know. So Scientologists can't come and see my side, so they can't see the other side. I don't care if people go into Scientology. I honestly don't care. But I do care about when they are lied to. And what you say is sacred because it's religious. It's deceiving and lying to people. When people come into Scientology is compatible with other religions. Yeah. Sorry, that's BS. Because we know when you get higher up the grade, it says there is no God. Jesus was just an implant. It says in Hubbard's text. So and people.
I'm not going to address that.
That was one example, but that's the issue. You can't stand upright and sell something to the public and saying this is this and this, and that people buy it. And when they paid $200,000 and 6 years of their life, come up and they hear something they were lied to. That's what I'm telling. If people want to not believe in Jesus and believe in what Hubbard said, fair enough, great. But they should know that up front. That's freedom of information. You don't like what I'm saying, but it's freedom of information.
But what I'm saying is, if it changes their life. Like for me, for example, I can speak from personal experience. Got into Scientology, it changed my life. Great. I may be alive today because of Scientology. Great. I don't know. I'd probably be living a life that I didn't want to live.
And I invite you to write your success story, and I'll put it on my site. And I want people to read both sides.
But once something's winning, if you're really doing well, there's no obligation for anybody to say, oh, wait a minute. Do you know about this other stuff? Do you know about, have you checked this out, the dark side?
You have to move up the bridge. You know that. You will be pushed to move up the bridge, and you will learn new things up the bridge. that you didn't know when you were downstairs. If you go into a church, a Christian church, a Catholic church, or whatever, and a Muslim, you will know what it's about. You can go to a library and you can read up in an encyclopedia. What is this? Okay, this sounds good. I'll go in and study it. If you go in and read about Scientology, it's false. You have false information about what it actually is. When you go up to OT 3, 4, 5, and up to 7, it's different from what you're told up front. And that's fraud. And that's what I'm against.
No, you and I are not even close to agreement on that.
No, I know. And I'm talking to the cameras now, of course. So I'll try not to do that. But I treasure that you and I can stand on a pavement in LA and disagree and smile to each other. I respect you. Take my side for what it is. You don't have to read it. I hope you read it once. I read your side up and down, and I linked to it and I used it as a reference. So, I mean, and I show it to people. I'm not saying anything about you because I don't know you. I show people, read the site. People who don't know me, and read my site and read the Scientology.org, and people come back with an opinion. And do you know what the opinion usually is? It's not favors for you or for Scientology, for the people I meet.
But there are a few of you, and there are many of us. That should tell something.
Define the word many again, because we know that 8 million is a lie. We can prove it's a lie. You can every country in the West, every country in the Western world has something called statistics, public statistics. In Norway, we have Statistics Central Bureau, who does statistics on religion and income and work and families, everything.
But we have no obligation in America to declare a religion.
No, but we have official statistics who go out among people and make statistics. How do they know how many Catholics or Christian or atheists there are? We don't know.
It's all somebody spinning the stats.
It's somebody making stats, going around. We have stats from all around the world, Norway and America alike, and all the other countries, and there just is not 8 million Scientologists in the world. Sorry.
Okay. And I actually don't know what the number is.
We know that's a lie.
There are many.
In Norway, in Norway, you can register your church to get state funding. But you have to show how many members you are to prove your number of members. Scientology never did that in Norway because they know that they have to prove that they are very few. On the radio, Norway is 4.5 million people. 3-4 years ago, they officially said there were 30 people. And we know they are under 10. We can count them, we know their names. We know they are lying. We can prove it. I got page up and page down and it's lies. Yeah. I mean, David Miscavige stands on this big screen and shows these fantastic stats. We can go back to all the magazines. We have Christie, who made statistics from back to the 80s, showing that the number of clears and OTs and everything is going down. But still, you believe it's going up because that's what they tell you. But we can prove it from the stats.
Please, grant me more beingness than.
But you are telling me you're going up, you're boosting.
Yes.
We go around looking at your orgs. We have reports from the orgs all around the world. We see that you're going down. Yeah, we're comparing you for 10 years ago, you're going down. We're going down. We know it. We know it.
We've had spectacular growth, and what you're getting is you're taking it from your viewpoint of trying to change what it really is. What it really is a few people who have attacked us, and you've attacked us very vigorously. And you know what?
Efficiently.
We're booming.
Efficiently.
We're booming.
Well, we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. I have a different perspective. I see something different. And you see what you see. And I acknowledge that. That's fair enough. I'll take that into consideration. Talk to many people who say the same as you do. So we just have to disagree.
All right. Okay.
Yeah?
That's it.
Do you have any more questions?
No.
That's nice. Whether you have
and I still don't understand why you do what you do. But I
will never understand what you're doing. But I hope, as long as you're happy, that's the only thing only that matters for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
Well, let's pause here for a bit. And by the way, Tori, Angel says hi.
Hey, hi, Angel.
And a lot of folks have been asking, do we know where Joel is on the bridge? Is he still in Scientology? Is he OT? I would assume that he'd have to be OT in order to
he's OT and he's in Scientology, and he used to work for me. When I was in Scientology, I ended up being in charge of these volunteers, and he was one of them. And so it was kind of ironic that then when I left, they kind of sicked him on me. It was like, Joel, you know who I am, and he's just like completely brainwashed. And it's just really freaky. But I wanted to say this before anybody clicks off, because Andreas, that's how I woke up. Andreas said, I wrote to him and said, why do you have up all this stuff about my religion? And because first of all, he helped me on ARS, which is the old news group. And because he helped me, I thought, well, maybe I can talk to him. And so I said, why do you have up all this stuff about me? And he said, about my religion. And he said, I believe in truth. I believe in looking at both sides, and I have the courage to say what I think. I don't think Scientologists are bad. I just think they're misinformed. Best wishes, Andreas Heldal-Lund. And he had his full name, his full address, and we were using phony names, phony addresses, all kinds of stuff. And I thought, oh, wait a minute, he's the big SP, but he's got everything out there to contact him, his cell phone number, everything. So then we started talking, and it ended up, he suggested I start reading because I was too afraid to read on the internet, because Bill Yachty told me my friend who went insane because she was reading the internet. It turned out they had drugged her and reverse audited her. Auditing is supposed to make you better. Reverse auditing makes you work. So they drove her nuts, and she went kind of insane for a while. She's fine now, but because of that, he said that's why she went insane, because she was reading the internet. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm not reading the internet. But then, and I was after you because you had the Xenu, and that was a big no-no in Scientology. So anyway, that was that. But I always liked you ever since I met you. But my point was, at the end, I started reading, ladies, if you're thinking of joining the Sea Org, read this. And it was all about enforced abortions, which Scientologists don't know about. Public, they don't know about that at all. I don't even know if the Sea Org, all of them know about it. It's just if it happens to you. And so Mary Tabayoyan had written an entire thing on, they make you, if you get pregnant at this certain time, it was just at a certain time they decided they had to get rid of the kids. And so they enforced abortions, and I couldn't stop crying. So I finally wrote Andreas, and I said, if I leave, I'm going to lose my husband. I'm going to lose all of my friends, and I don't know if my soul can take it. And he wrote me back, he wrote me back. I think we were typing back and forth, and he said, I've just got to ask you this one question. What kind of friends could those be if they're going to leave you because you change your mind? And that's such a great question. I mean, you can see how logical he is. He's just so logical and able to think. Do you know what I mean? I'd never even thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's remarkable that he was able to help you with those simple words.
Yeah.
Things that people don't think to even mention. Most times, and other folks are just shouting.
Right.
But
right.
if you can get a message through,
people, that's what did it. Was he talking? I'm glad you're putting up this site, because it shows him communicating with people. With Joel, and Joel, as you can see, is just like one piece of bullshit after another.
I don't know if anyone knows out there whether Joel's still in. I would assume so.
He's in. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you have to at least be OT to be entrusted to go out there and point a camera in SP's face and try to get some dirt on him.
Yeah, certainly.
And you're going to see. So we have a little bit more to go here, and you're going to see Joel walking back into the org, coming up here with the camera and his photographer, his camera person. And I'm sure they took a look at the video in the org and went, this isn't it. There's nothing here that we can use against him.
No.
And so when we moved to Hollywood Boulevard, you'll see he came back for more and was pitching and had some ideas of how he was going to trick Andreas. So let's...
this I didn't know.
Stephen says, not sure if Joel's in, but I'm almost positive he's still shopping at Belk's. I don't know what Belk's is, but I'm assuming it's not, one of the major.
I don't know what Belk's is.
I just like the sound of it. And Belk's is a funny word. Parasocial audience, was Joel in Clearwater or Los Angeles? This was in Los Angeles. I don't think I ever saw him in Clearwater. Kelly, wow, I'm shocked. I would have thought that Andreas planted the doubt in Joel. Oh, really? It's hard. It's hard to do that. 49ers fans for life. The shouting has stopped Scientologists from recruiting in Hollywood. Well, that's true.
True.
So you can slow down their recruiting, but it doesn't necessarily help people leave. But, they're all facets of, the styles of way to do it. I'm sure there are people who look at us and say, well, why aren't you shouting?
Well, and Will, who did a lot of the shouting last year when it started with the live streamers, said, I don't care about getting people out. I just want to shut it down. And he got that product. He did.
Just shut down the testing center?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? It's not shutting down Scientology.
No, but they've got every window shut down for a year. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Poof fills me in. Belk's is a department store. I assumed it was. I didn't think it was on Rodeo Boulevard.
I've never heard of it.
But again, Belk's.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, let's take a look at more of this classic.
Thanks.
Can I ask why you have to distort the images of the critics who you have on your website? You take a picture of a critic and then you have to, stretch it and distort it.
Mine included. And you also nicked that from another critic, Roland, who took that picture.
I don't know, Roland.
So you can.
Yeah, okay.
If you're interested in the truth, why do you even go to such length to, distort the truth about someone's image?
Well, there's an image there. We put it on.
Well, somebody distorted it, and you say you checked it out.
Perhaps.
But now you have good pictures of me. Will you change it? This is more updated with the beard and stuff. So maybe and I'm a bit rounder, so maybe you'll update it
Barely
now.
knew you.
Yeah. Send me an email. I'll send you some real pictures.
No. We don't need that.
My question about the images, though, is if you have to distort a person's image, how do we know you're not distorting the truth about what you're printing about the
I
person?
would say, haven't distorted an image, and if it's unflattering, that's the way it is.
Says a lot about your fact checking.
Anything else here?
Okay.
Even though it's not bad in the shade.
So with us there was Graham
It
Barry.
was hot.
I saw him.
I don't know much come out of it, but it was fun meeting him.
Jeff Jacobson was also there that day.
Yes.
So
And I
what
just wanted-
direction would that be?
I just
What
wanted to watch
direction would that
Joel
be?
go into the building.
I think I have my vote.
Who's talking?
did it.
I'm just one guy.
We did it. I'm not sure who's talking with Andreas.
Hello.
We're ready.
So did Joel leave?
Whoever is,
Yep. He had no more questions left.
Well, that's because we started walking down the street, and he realized
I know that
his
voice.
target was to keep us all at this end, so he'd distract against anybody being interpretive here. And what did it end up with? Where did it go?
Agreeing to disagree.
Do you guys here every day?
No, we just occasionally pick it.
Very occasionally.
Are you visiting or a Scientologist?
No, we're visiting.
Okay.
You realize that website I get?
What is this supposed to do?
No, Norway.
They're trying to rope people in. That's what they do. They have them here. They show them a great video. Scientology works. When they try, it's for new people.
Who's this big person?
tell you is I've been in for years.
I was in for years too, 30 years.
Just like the
So read
cheese
both
on the
sides. See, you
crap.
can't
Cheese
read both
really
sides,
great
but
cheese
I
and
can.
crust was great.
That's the difference. If you
It's
want to
just
be in a group where you can't read both sides, that's it.
Little brine. It's a cheese.
I got
there was a lot more of this footage.
this
In the
side where
original
it says
version.
both it says the negative things, but I link to her site page, the official page. And I'll tell you, check both sides. They would never dare to link to me.
And he said to me, read both sides. I'm not going to tell you. You study for yourself. And it was like, oh my God, you're right. And I did. I read both sides and went, wow.
She's been here for 30 years.
Yeah. And I was in the very, very top.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Who are those people?
So, oh, those were just passerbys on Hollywood, on L. Ron Hubbard Boulevard.
Okay.
Oh, and somebody asked before what was the structure being built across the street from Big Blue, and that was the new hospital, right?
Oh.
I can't remember the name of the hospital, but I know they put
Kaiser.
up. Yeah, Kaiser. Thank you. I know there are people concerned. Well, all the anonymous protesters here, aren't they going to be disturbing the patients?
And JB808, yes, Andreas was passionate about Scientology all the way to the end.
Very good. All right. On to Hollywood
I'll
Boulevard.
say one thing for you guys, you're doing
Okay.
a lot better than you used to. Used to be people, you're going to come out, scream and yell and hiss.
Yeah, you're nice.
When you come out, you're professional, don't tell people communication.
So that was Joel, who I gave the Scientology Parishioners League over to. That's who that was. Who was
Okay.
doing it.
Oh.
You see, when I left, the day before I left, I called him up and I said, Joel, I've got some really bad news. And he said, what? And I said, I'm leaving Scientology. And he started laughing. He said, you're kidding. I said, no, I'm not. I'm dead serious, and you're in charge of the Scientology Parishioners League. So that's why they called him to come out and handle you, to get us down to the end of the street. That's why I said, let's start picketing again. That's why we left, because one of the stats is to get everybody to the end of the street so nobody's showing sign.
You guys don't like Scientology anymore,
No,
but you guys were in Scientology.
I wasn't.
No, I wasn't either. But they were after me to destroy me for exercising my civil rights and defending other people. So they converted me to the anti-Scientology cause.
The girl over there with the sign, she was in for 30 years. Been out now for 4 or 5.
Okay, I like your horns.
Because her friends inside thought she was out here, they were against us, so you had to make the horns to show them that she's a critic now.
Yeah.
These are Osa from the cult.
Hello. Andreas, how's it going?
It's going great. Fantastic weather, nice people. I'm having a ball. This is what I've been waiting 8 years for. Picketing in LA. Everybody should picket in LA.
What about what about people who put up bomb address or bomb recipes, which guys do? Where does that become a problem, or does it? See, you understand the question?
I understand the question. It's you have to be specific on. There is always a line between what you consider right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of the law, I don't think it's illegal to put information on the internet unless you are soliciting people, asking them to commit crimes.
Mm-hmm.
There will always be things that I don't like being out there. I don't like that you have a page about me, especially when it's lies there. But I acknowledge your right to publish lies about me and opinions about me that I don't share. And I think it's a test of a democracy to see how much we dare to have out there. That's a test of a good democracy. So if you invade people's privacy, I think that's for example, that's an example where you have to draw a strict line, where individual freedom and the freedom to have your own privacy and stuff like that, that's important.
Right.
I think there's done a lot of interesting exposés by individual journalists, for example, revealing information that maybe is questionable why they're doing it, but in the bigger picture it was important to make the authorities aware of weaknesses in the system, for example.
But what about like the Man Boy Love Association?
The what?
The Man Boy Love Association, or whatever that wacko group is.
So you're talking about incest, for example. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
is that okay?
I know where you're trying to take me. You're trying to get something on tape that I will. You can say that I'm for
That's
incest or something.
But I'm also trying to understand. No, I'm not. No, forget that question. Forget that.
Oh,
What I'm asking questions like, what if somebody puts a posting on your chat room or whatever, and
No, it will be off topic, so I could remove it. Or
so you will only put things.
I'm trying to direct my message board to be on topic. The topic there is issues about Scientology, mostly criticism. That's the subject of the theme of the message board. So, but there is a strict line between saying, publishing, and doing things.
Right.
There is a very strict definition. You're allowed to think, you're allowed to say, you're allowed to write a hell of a lot more than you're allowed to do. And people should be more aware of that distinction. You shouldn't just follow your feeling and say, I don't like that. People against, example is gay. People against gay will say, that's wrong, but I don't like it, I find it disgusting. So before, you couldn't even say it. You couldn't talk about it, nothing. It's not wrong talking about it, and it's now allowed to talk about it. And it's a good subject. Somebody had to break that line to dare to go out and actually start talking about it and take the shit. Have people come and kick them, spit at them, like a Scientologist spitted at us when we were over at the other place. Somebody had to go through that stage to dare it. In Norway, we had, for example, adoption of people from China and Africa. People were arguing, saying, you must not do that, it's harmful for the kids, because people will treat them bad and coming to Norway and having not white skin. But somebody had to do it. Somebody had to be the one first to talk about it. And the same goes with free speech. You have to dare to see things out there that you don't like. And that shows how tolerant you are. It's many things I don't like.
But why is tolerance? Tolerance I understand, and tolerance of people's viewpoints.
But
what happens if you put out, let's say somebody posts something about, I'm going to go bomb a church.
Well, that's soliciting violence and illegal actions. That's different.
You would never do that. You would never post that.
Of course
I'm not saying you would not.
No.
You would never post that. You would pull it down.
I would have to. I can't talk in general. I would have to see the instance. I can't say yes or no to you. There will be many different scenarios. But I think the last resort to fight something is censorship. Even the things that I like the least, the worst way of trying to hide it is censorship. In Norway, we have a big discussion about if racism should be illegal or we should handle it otherwise. I think if you try to shove it down, they will go out on the ground. It will be cool for someone to be a racist, and Nazis, for example. Instead, we should have it up, so we should confront them. We should argue with them. We should be able to stick our finger in, that's stupid. This is wrong. So I would much rather have you Scientologists up here on the street, talking to you, having signs, having an interaction. Let people pass and see what do you mean, what do I mean, and they can make up their own mind. That will, without me, I won't go to list the subjects for you because I know how you will use it on tape. But for most subjects, I would rather have them up in the open so we can discuss them, so people can be aware, than we try to hide them. Is that a fair answer without me going where you...
I think so.
Yeah.
But what you say, is I don't disagree with, but if it's followed true, that it leaves too much license. You can say hateful things about me and the church, but I understand there's a freedom to that, but also there's an issue with religion that's a little bit different than others.
I'll give you a good example.
All right.
If you go out on your webpage, hypothetically,
do what?
If you hypothetically, I'm not saying you would do it. I'm just saying an example. If you went on your site about me saying I was a pedophile or a bank robber or a rapist or something, I would not prosecute you. And the reason is because you are you, and I use you as an example. But if somebody else I didn't know when I did that, I would consider prosecuting them because that's libelous, and there is libel laws. And I respect them, and they should be there because it's, as I said earlier, it's private. What sacred is your private life? I don't care what you do when you close your doors, what you do in your head, as long as you don't hurt others. So if you libel me, the situation is very dependent on the situation, if you understand.
But don't you think But don't you think that the written word, somebody's written word, they have the right to control the written word?
Sorry.
You don't think that an individual, an author, has the right to control the written word?
To some degree, yeah. For example, a good example is copyright law. After, I think it's in Norway, is after 8 years, it's free domain.
Yeah.
Why is it free domain? It's because the public, I mean, this guy wrote it, but suddenly it's open. In Norway, we have libraries, so if you publish a book,
Gotta go.
I just had to finish. If you publish a book, you're allowed to put it in the library. Even if the author doesn't like it, you're free, and you can rent it for free. Why? Is that right to the author? No, not necessarily, but it's right to society. We know that society has progressed because of the written word. It's very important for our society, freedom of speech. We need to educate the people.
Yeah. But those are all things that people will agree with. What I disagree with is taking what someone has written, which they don't want republished, and thinking you have the right to publish it when it's not your property.
Many people don't like that it's in the library because they rather want to sell their book in the bookstore, but it's still in the library.
That's not on my point.
Exactly, because we had to get to that point. We had to get someday. Somebody sit down and made the legislation saying we have to allow public libraries. People didn't like it, but somebody had to do it. It was right, and I think it's right. There are things today that aren't necessarily accepted among all. That could be issues like free use of quoting and so free use of text. We have the right of free use. I can take any text of Hubbard, put it in a context to use as criticism or to make fun of it or whatever. I'm allowed to. And I've done it for 8 years, and Scientology have never been able to sue me or prove me wrong. So everything I've done has been within the law.
It doesn't mean that it's right.
Well,
It isn't right that you put stuff on your page that's a lie about me or him,
But
but you won't take responsibility for that.
you
You
can't-
won't even talk to me.
you can't claim it's illegal. If it's illegal, Scientology would have sued me, put me to jail.
No.
They would.
And
They would.
Okay, and that may be.
Talk freedom.
And I would hope that
freedom.
the people protect their.
And I've done what I've done for 8 years. I've never been sued, never been convicted, of course, since I have been sued. Police have never done anything. They have investigated me, never found me to do anything wrong. So
Right.
the question is, I think everybody should obey to the laws, even if they disagree.
Right.
And I disagree with a lot of laws. I'm here in America. I respect I'm a guest in your country. I obey to the laws. When I'm back in Norway, I expect you to do the same. And I expect all my fellow Norwegians to obey the law, even if they disagree.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
All right.
Can't take
Got
that
a question.
off your
Huh?
page.
And I'm out of questions. Thank you.
Take care.
You're gonna do that.
You know my email if you have more questions.
You know,
I do. And believe me, I will.
they were gonna keep up the lies and not find out the truth, right? What's wrong with that? Joel, you know me. It's a lie. But you won't ask me. You won't talk to me. You won't find out the truth. You can talk bullshit all you want, man.
I've ended my search.
You can say responsibility.
But I've ended my search.
I know you've ended it right now because you got the
No.
bullshit you want,
I-
but you don't want to
I
talk
ended-
about the responsibility of you putting up lies on the website about me, man. And I'm fucking pissed off about that.
I would just rather have a
tired of
conversation.
hearing-
Take it up. Hey,
I
take
tried
it
to
up.
conversation with you, and you won't listen. You won't
Peter.
talk. You're done. Let's go.
I'm done.
See? No. Why do you? Let's go.
Because I don't think you need to get yelled at.
I said you put up. You just want to interview somebody, but you don't want to face the fact that you have lies about me that are not true, and you won't talk to me about it, and you won't fix them. They're flat out lies, Joel. They're not the little bit lies. They're flat out lies. As I said, Mom, that's not free speech. It's bullshit. When you won't take down the lies about me, but you talk about responsibility, that's a lie. That's not true. And he walks away. You saw him walk away. He's down the street. He doesn't want to talk about that. He wants to interview Andreas. He doesn't want to talk about the lie.
Andreas.
There you go. And I am so glad that I was able to take that footage and have something to really give a sense of who the man is.
Yeah.
And as we were finishing up this video, I was trying to think, what other footage do I have of him? And I realized he sat down and did an interview with, oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. The woman who was like the mother of us all. out toward Hemet. She lived in a double wide trailer in a nice neighborhood.
Oh, Ida Cameron.
Ida, yes, absolutely. So I've got an interview buried somewhere
Okay.
with Ida and Andreas. Born
Well,
Ancient
another
says,
time.
"Yep,
We'll do it
Andreas
another
is
time.
incredible. What a precious man. Tori still has that fire. This footage is priceless."
Yeah, it really is.
Indeed.
I'm so happy you got it.
Yeah. So, trying to think what else I wanted to cover tonight. We need more Tori and Mike. I think you mean Tori and Mark, but I could be mistaken. You might prefer some guy named Mike. But Tori and I, somebody mentioned earlier in the chat that we should do this at least once a month. Well, we should do it at least once a week.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like it. The Bunky and Magooski once a week.
There you go. And I was going to have something else prepared for you, Magoo. I put up that picture of you as a 6-year-old girl, and you were. I was going to show you a whole bunch of images like that.
This is perfect for now. This is perfect.
All right.
This was Andreas' show, and we did it.
Folks, if you've got some questions, I'll be happy to answer some. I know Magooski will as well.
Sure. What?
Let me get this up here. Steven says, Mike and Tony show starring Mark and Tori. That was amazing, says Marcy. You're right. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I tell you, I ended my live stream last night, somewhere around midnight, I think, and went immediately into my editing room and put this together and got to sleep finally at 11 this morning. But I wanted this to be ready for tonight.
Well, you did it.
Yeah. So there's other stuff that I've already had converted and have waiting in the wings. And there's some other projects that I'm working on right now to turn them into 4K. But we'll keep the footage coming and the stories as well. Anybody else they got a sales pitch for us. From Enemies to Friends, the Mark and Tori show. Well, we already have Bunky and Magoo.
Bunky and Magoo.
It's the perfect name.
Magoo. Now, I have something that I want to say. Mark, as much as Mark has been interviewing people for 24 years. This happened to me. DOA came over and set up my PayPal account. And he said to his group of people, Tori has been, doing interviews for 24 years for nothing, because we didn't have the live stream thing then. And, you couldn't donate or anything. So all I'm saying is, if you can, this is all going to go to Mark. And he's like on a thin budget with a big bills and rent coming up. So if anybody can chip in, please do. That I know he won't say it. I asked him earlier to say it, and he didn't. So there you go. It's said, and that's that. But
well, thank you. And yeah, if you can, it would be a huge help.
Yeah, it would be a huge help. And it, people don't realize, but like you can send $10, and 10 people who send $10, that's $100. It adds up. It does. I did a fundraiser for a lady who was trying to escape out of Narconon. And everybody chipped in, 10, 5, somebody'd give 100, somebody'd give 1,000, it was just like amazing but we got her out. We did. I had to call the police and get an escort to get her out of the Narconon.
Now, I appreciate everything that you folks have done so far. I love seeing people donating memberships to the channel. All that kind of stuff. It's really nice. So I want to keep doing this, and I will as long as I keep kicking, and as long as I have a roof over my head.
And I'm so happy you have that Andreas video. I mean, it's so great. Isn't he just amazing?
Yeah, he is. And there's a lot of amazing footage that I've captured over the years, and then all those pretty remarkable interviews I did for the movie that didn't get finished. And I had an idea of somebody who I thought, well, maybe this person would be able to help me put it all together. So I haven't talked to that person yet, but it would be an interesting partnership. It's me and Joel. It's Joel Phillips. No, it's not.
Okay, so here's Mike. This is who Mike is. It's on the screen. Mark Bunker, a.k.a. Dr. Benjamin Wog, a.k.a. Wise Beard Man, a.k.a. Mike.
And thank you, parasocial audience. Say, I am Lord Bunker of Farsec, and I will give. I am Lord Bunker of Farsec. Bow before me. All right. And and that reminds me, I was asking for requests. So if you're a member of my channel and you want to see like a 10-second clip like we produced the other night during our chat, if you want to see Slappy doing something or saying something, if you want me to be doing something goofy, go ahead and make that request on YouTube, and I will throw something together to amuse all of us. Marcy, thank you very much for the super sticker. That's very nice of you.
And parasocial audience, thank you also.
Yep. Well, that's the person that I just did the reading for. Okay. I am Lord Bunker of Farsec.
Is your Cash App still active, Mark?
It is. There is a link still on the site somewhere. I mean, I've never really used it except for one or two things that have come into me. But yeah, I think it's still active.
We'll try to make it so it's more available to people so they know how to find it. Hey, there you go. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve. That's terrific. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, I have to put my glasses on. Everybody odd who lots Narc and Tori donate. I don't think my glasses helped. I appreciate that, Steve. Rachel,
all right,
gifted 5 memberships. Thanks so much. That's really wonderful.
Thank you, Rachel.
I'm not sure what. Kelly's got the Cash App link. Thank you. Not sure what's going to come up next, but I do have Lawrence Woodcraft ready to go.
Oh, good.
I think I kind of like to wait to show him until I have Astra and Zoe's videos as well. So maybe we can make a week of it.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be really good.
And I found some old network stuff that I should bring out. There's a 60 Minutes one that I've got ready to go about Scientology taking over Cannes. And I found a fairly amusing clip from Countdown with Keith Olbermann on the marriage of Tomcat. And they were goofing on Scientology throughout that thing. So I'll be playing that soon.
Good.
And then I will tell you about my connection to Countdown with Keith Olbermann when we talk someday about the Tom Cruise tape. There is a connection, and that should be a fun stream.
Good.
All right. So, Steve, it was supposed to say everybody who loves Mark and Tori donate, but my glasses aren't on. Well, I liked it the way it was.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was fine.
Damn amusing. Yeah. So thanks, everybody. Right after this, we're going to have this video without all of our commentary. that'll be out online for folks to watch as well. Let me see what this was. Born Ancient. Thank you. Rachel. Thanks. You do much for the gift membership. Sincerely and gratefully appreciated. I'm sure I'm not reading that properly, but thank both of you. I just sent through Venmo. Let me just say, Austin, your name is correct. He's Austin the Awesome, for God's sakes. Well,
Austin the Awesome.
Nice. Yep.
Good, Nick.
From Tiffany. Oh boy. Oh, it's Tiffany. All right. Thanks,
so she
Tiffany.
sent you something from to Venmo, so you have to check that too.
I will check it. And now I think it's time for me to get off this stream and start editing some more.
All right. All right. Well, thank you all.
I got to bed by 11:30 in the morning, so it was fine. Just. All right. Thanks, Tori, for being with me here.
You are welcome.
Thanks for sharing your memories of Andreas, and we will see you all again soon, right?
Yes.
We're going to get together soon. All right, Tori.
Yeah.
Bye.
What are your crimes, Mark? Yes, what are your crimes, Mark? Your crimes are hidden, they should be seen. Spin all out, Mark, and just come clean.